So here we go again. What's my weakness, man? Ow. It's been a little while since I posted. I did post earlier, a couple of days ago. I posted with the family gathering and stuff. So I posted that video, but I haven't done my talk about just story time. Little story time. I just came back from the funeral parlor working a couple of hours ago, and I came home, cleaned up, do my thing and all of that jazz. But I did want to mention just I guess what's going on and stuff, and not so much that, but what's been going on with everything. Being that as well, I'm in the military and stuff. The whole past couple of weeks, what's been going on with the riots and all of that jazz and stuff. Um, we were on obviously high alert, like to get ready to to deploy and stuff. So it was a little scary, especially when it hit Texas because I'm serving Texas. When I think Austin started doing like the protesting and so forth, I don't want to say riots. I wanted the protesting, and then San Antonio started doing that and all of that. Just when it was getting like really in the big, I guess, over there where it was happening and stuff. So they put us on high alert. So for a couple of days, we were like literally like, hey, alert, like get ready to deploy, like whatever, but stand by. So it was that stuff, and we were doing that. Stand by, just get ready. Who's ready for deployment? Like 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, ready like boom to rock, and to go. I'm ready 24 hours. Within 24 hours, give me that. Get ready, bags packed and all of that stuff. But did that, and nothing ended up happening with that because they sent the National Guard. So the National Guard went and they took care of business and all of that stuff. So it wasn't that bad. And then we had what happened in Houston, Texas. I think it was Houston that got hit very hard with a hurricane. That they got like very hard hit and stuff. So we ended up being on soft standby. It was a soft standby, like just soft standby, from high alert to medium, and then soft standby. Like we'll let you know. So right now it's already calm. Nothing's happening when it comes to like me getting deployed and stuff like that. But I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to go. So but with that being done, this past Saturday we had a drill to do. We had to do our drill. Every month we do a drill. Just to make sure we're in shape, that we're we have everything going on and all of that stuff. That they check our our weight, our height. You do your push-ups. You do your PT. Physical and stuff. So that way they know that you're ready to rock. We did all of that. It's a whole day event. The drill's a whole day event and stuff. So did that, and then we went to lunch, to go to lunch. We get to go in and go to get our lunch or whatever, because they don't supply us with lunch there. We did our thing, and we went to lunch. So I went to Whataburger. I went there, and when I went through the drive-through because I'm in OCPs being my uniform, so they don't want us walking around in uniform because of the height of what's going on, and just you don't want to be walking around in your OCPs military gear. You don't want to be walking around like just to be safe. So go to the drive-through, and I went there and I ordered my burger, whatever I ordered, and when I went in to go in like to pay. The girl who was gonna get my money, she saw me, because obviously I was in my OCPs, through the drive-through, and stuff. So when she saw me, she was talking to me in Spanish, and so you could tell, you could sense, I guess, like the tension, I guess in better words to say, and then she spoke to me in Spanish, and I spoke back to her in English, okay, well, she tells me the amount in Spanish. Okay, I know Spanish. Okay, wait, but I spoke to you in English at the the speaker. I told you what I wanted in English, and then when you see me, you speak in Spanish. Now that was a little kind of, with me, that was kind of like, okay, that's fine. Just I'm cool. Don't spit in my burger. Don't put don't do nothing in my burger. I just want my damn burger. So did that, and then I go to the next window, And normally they always have you like go further, that way you can wait for your burger, whatever the hell you order. So I get there, okay, blah blah blah, and I guess when they saw me like I was in my OCP's uniform, I don't know, I felt some kind of way, like okay. And then like, another girl like passed by and like looked like I'm not ICE. I'm not there to, hey, where are your paper? I don't do that. I am to serve and protect Texas. It's not, I don't have that right to do what the ICE is doing or whatever's going on. I don't have, no. I just wanted my burger. Just give me my burger. I'm hungry, just go easy. I'm new, and stuff. So that being said, I get my burger. Okay, that's cool. We do our drill and stuff. Everything was good. Just learning tactics and just doing what we have to do for military update. Just to do what we have to do. Day was long. Day was hot. It was just like, oh god. And you want to get out of those. You want to get out of the uniform. It just so hot. Like just in general, you have winter outfit and then you have the summer outfit. Like the doesn't matter. It's hot. And then in Laredo, it's hot, so hot, and stuff. I went to after that, we got dismissed. Go straight home. Take off your OCPs if you're gonna go anywhere else. Uh, OCPs off, and then go. Whatever. Now, mind you, where you're at, stationed for the drill. If you absolutely have to go somewhere, do it, but do it quick. Don't be shopping around and be oh, I'm gonna go to this store, I'm gonna go to this store. No. Do what you have to absolutely do, and then go home, change, and then go do what you do to be safe. It's all about the safety. So I did that, and I ate my burger. My burger was good, and it was very good and stuff. So but I had to go to a store. I was gonna go to one store, but I was like, it was a little too far. I was like, nah, and I was so tired. So I'm not gonna go to that store. I'm gonna go to another store that's closer to my house. So I go to the store, but I was in my OCPs. When I get there, like off the bat, like from what's been going on with the the protesting and all of that stuff, since it's so recent, you get looks, you get the and stuff, and like again, okay, I am not doing what they're doing, arresting people and going, I don't have that right, you know what I'm saying? I don't have it. I'm on soft standby, and it's not gonna happen. I don't believe it's gonna happen. So, and unless I get my orders, then I have to do what I have to do and stuff, and then they'll let me know and all of that jazz. But other than that, it was just that. So I went to the store and got my stuff really quick, but I noticed, just kind of those looks like, like this is a border town where I work at, where I live at, and it's border town. The 90% is Spanish speaking people, Hispanics and stuff like that. Again, I'm Hispanic myself, but I'm not doing that kind of job, like whatever. No, not at all whatsoever. I suffer just as much as you guys do. Believe it or not, yo batallo también. I'm not here like, hey, what's going on, like no, I don't even act like that when I'm in my uniform. I'm just I'm doing me, go easy and stuff. So that being said, cheers to the world and stuff. Speaking of the world, what's going on right now with the whole what happened with the the bombings and all of that stuff, and then now there's like a ceasefire. I don't know what's gonna be going on with that, but we're on high alert when it comes to that. Being military, they send us messages, hey, this happened. You read the news and you know what's going on. So that's that with that. But it's I don't know. It's just it's I don't know. It's just weird what's going on in the world right now, and like just I don't know what's gonna happen with the ceasefire or whatever. So we'll see about that. But in other news and what's going on down, I had I worked. We got a new employee. There's a new employee there working. Now again, like I work two funeral parlors, but the main one I don't work there. I only work there occasionally, and I work at the one I work at over here and stuff. So in the schedule, they put me, the other person I normally work with all the time, and then they put another person in the schedule where we had to work today. And then they put that a couple of days ago, and I was like, well, who's this new person? Now I knew that somebody had already quit. Somebody had already quit the other location, so they were looking for another person. Okay, boom. Now, being that if you work at the other location of the funeral parlor, you're gonna have to end up working at where I work out because they own they're both together. So you will be flip flopping from both of the locations and stuff. Okay, that's fine. So it was, this person, I'm not going to mention the name, but so today, go and then I see the person, and it was a boy. It was a boy, and a boy, very young, very, very young. So I was like, alrighty, cool. Now it's me, and it's the older lady that works with me, and she's been there for 35 years and all of that jazz. So she's more timid. She's more like passive, like, hey, whatever. And I'm more, hey, what's going on, and everything. So when he came, I was like, your name is, whatever. Okay, yeah, my name is Rose, and I'm gonna be helping you out and stuff. So when I told him that, I wanted to know who's gonna actually train him because they didn't tell us who's gonna. They didn't assign who was gonna actually train him. So I went to my FD, funeral director, and I was like, hey, FD, I was like, well, what's gonna happen, like, with the new kid, right? He was like, no, but just show him the ropes and stuff. Okay, show him the ropes, right? I'll show him the damn ropes. So okay, come over here, kid, get over here, put him in a knuckle sign. Yeah, I'm just fine. I didn't do that. So there he is, a little dapper and stuff. Fawano, blah blah blah. Did that, letting him know, okay, well, first off, we had got some new merchandise for like the napkins, the toilet papers, and like and whatever. So you had to, go put them in the stocking room with all of our merchandise and stuff. Okay. So I already had him. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do this, all of that jazz. And when I was doing that, the older lady that I worked with, she was like, yeah, so you're gonna go ahead and come in here, but I was already in the room to stock up with them. So when she comes in, yeah, and I go, I go, Mama, I got it, like, I'm letting him know what's going on, like, like, thank you, but I got it, like, you don't need two people. the stock room where we have like the mop and stuff, it's already very small. It's a small, tiny room. So I'm there with him, like scrunched up, and he has the giant box of napkins and stuff. And she tries to come in like this. Hey, Mama, we barely fucking fit here. I was like, I got it, kid. And like, go easy. Oh, okay, you got it. Boom. Now, there's an issue with the lady I work with. She takes care of the chapel. Like, we have the funeral home. She does the chapel. Now the chapel is where you have all of the seats, all of your pews and stuff, and you obviously the person is there, the deceased person. It's the chapel. She does the vacuuming of the whole places. Now we have these. How do I start? I requested a bunch of the Arm & Hammer, let me turn on the fan, it's a little too hot here. The Arm & Hammer, carpet deodorizer, but the one that has, we have one that has midnight skies, and there's the other one that's the Gain, like the Gain smell, which smells fabulous. So what I do, I go put it all over the carpet and stuff. Now we have two old vacuums. They're old vacuums, and we have trouble with them. It doesn't like suck up. They're old, and like when you turn it on, like even though you clean it, it still throws out like an old an ugly musty smell. It's a musty smell that it throws out, and it's kind of like ugh, like just like ugh. So the parlor bought a a wireless vacuum, like a up to date modern vacuum. The little the filters like this big and stuff. You have to charge it, 100%. Okay, then, but the thing is, it must have been faulty because the older lady would tell me like, hey, this takes the charge goes from 100 to like 86 within minutes. Like, when you're doing the vacuum, like 87 and then 64 and then boom, it's 44 and then boom, it turns off. So she can't do the whole parter. She can't finish the parter because it goes and it loses the battery lifespan of it. So I was like, okay, and I tried it. I tried it one time when she was running a little late. So I go, let me try the new vacuum. Okay, and mind you, when you put the Arm & Hammer, I don't put it like this, like on the carpet. I don't do this. I do it from here, and then I like this. Like I'm walking, but I'm doing it up here, so it's falling, but it's falling very loosely, so it doesn't really hit hard on the carpet. Because if you do it like this, like direct on the carpet, it's gonna be like you have to like do it harder to get all of the white stuff of the actual vacuum deodorizer, if that makes sense. So it was 100%. I was thinking, like vacuuming, okay, and I saw that it went from 100 like to 86 quick, and I was like, okay, I know what she's saying now. There I am, doing it, boom, and then the one of the wheels or something came off, and then all of whatever I sucked up was falling back on the carpet. So I was like, huh? No, I had to go and put some kind of knob back on, and then do it again. I was like, no, it was default. It was broken from the beginning. It was brand new, broken from the beginning. So I was like, no, this is messed up. So I tell the secretary, hey, we need to get a new one. If you have the receipt, obviously you do. Get another one. This one is faulty. It's a mistrial. It's a mistrial. It's faulty. Okay, they don't do it. I mean, at least not yet. Boom. So in doing so, I do the carpet like that, and I tell the older lady, I'm gonna be training the new guy and all that stuff. I'm gonna let him know how to do everything from scratch, even the chapel. The chapel belongs to the lady. She does the chapel and we do the rest. But I'm gonna let him know how to do it in case he has to do the whole place by himself, and or just to know everything that has to go on as far as opening up the parlor and all of that jazz. Boom. She's like, who put the deodorizer on? And I go, I did. And I was like, why? She's like, it's because it already smells good. Like, you don't have to put it's not. I was like, okay, so I've been working with her for over a year, so I know how she is and stuff. Okay, mind you, she's a lot older. She's been there since they opened up in 1989, 35 years. The place has to smell beautiful. We have a body there. The body doesn't smell obviously, but you want to walk in to freshness. When you walk into the chapel, you want to walk in. You want to smell some freshness. You don't want to smell like anything dull and all of that jazz. And then we do the Febreze, Febreze, and then I do the Lysol spray, which is what is it? Where's my Lysol spray at? I have it here somewhere. It's a Lysol spray where I have and then I do that, so it's like triple smell. I get it, she's like, huele mucho, it smells like too much, like different fragrances. It doesn't matter as long as it smells good. These people pay thousands and thousands of dollars to have a good service. I like good smells. Everybody there, they've been there forever, so they have a what's called a blind nose to the smells of anything and stuff. But apparently Aurora, my lady, she doesn't like the fact that I think that she doesn't want to have to keep like doing like the vacuum and having to go over it, to get up The damn fucking, it's like baking soda, like that. Hence why when I pour it, I go this and I do this, but up here, so it falls and it trickles. It's not just like if I were to do like this, it would be white and it would be harder to do. Blah blah blah. Okay, so she's vacuuming the front, and then I got the old vacuum. I go, let me help her out. Do the old vacuum. Get the old vacuum, and I'm doing the back, and I'm showing this young guy what we have to do and stuff. Okay, boom. As I'm doing it, boom, she's doing her stuff, and that wheel fell off again. Whatever, it's like a tourniquet, whatever. It fell off, and all the stuff came out, and I was like, Mama, look at what's happening. All of the powder stuff fell out. So she was like, oh shit. I go, you know what? I'll do it. Let me just do it. Okay, fine. You do it. You clean it up. I will. Like I will. Trying to show this boy what we're doing here. That went on. Blah, blah, blah. So I do that. All of that jazz and stuff. So that vacuum is fucked. That vacuum is just not even, it works a little bit, but then it doesn't work at all. So it's like, okay, whatever, and stuff. So with the new guy, so we did. I'm trying to teach him, like, the good stuff. Try not to scare the guy. Now he's so young. I was like, what made you even want to work in a funeral parlor? I told him, I go, get used to smelling, some odors, and get used to. But seeing dead bodies, get used to seeing like the dead bodies. When you're not gonna be doing scalpel. You're not gonna be embalming. You're not gonna be cremating. Doing that kind of stuff. But just get used to seeing certain issues that happen. Hence, if they're in a car accident or issues that happen, the body, we can only do so much with the body. Hence, the face. And or the arm, whatever, just get used to that. Like, you're gonna see somebody and you're gonna do whatever the FD tells you to do. Like, whatever he needs you to do, you're gonna have to do that. So I'm very, very, very young guy. Like, get ready, kids. So that being said, cheers, guys. All that jazz. So we did that. We worked and stuff, and it was all groovy. Service went well. And it was a little slow, and then people started getting there, more and more people and stuff. Oh, yeah, okay, so that was good that this happened because, okay, so there was a man who was, kind of like, not in a wheelchair, but he was, like, with a cane, like, slow walker and stuff. And him and two other men were waiting outside of the men's restroom, like, waiting out there and stuff. So I passed by, I was like, do you need to use the restroom? Like, is everything okay? Like, because the men's restroom has, you walk in, there's a sink, and then there's a urinal, and then there's a stall where you can go and take your dumps. So I was like, is everything okay? Is the restroom full? Yeah, we're waiting for the restroom. Okay, and that was a couple of minutes. Okay, that's fine, alrighty. Let me know if you need anything, and blah, blah, blah. I leave. But a couple of more minutes pass by, like, a good, maybe 7 minutes, whatever. Now, you would think, okay, if you're going to take a dump, okay, I understand, it takes a little longer, take a little dump and stuff. Do your thing. But some time it kind of passed, and they were still waiting outside. And I saw the man, like, with his cane, and I was like, again, is everything okay? Like, do I need to, like, are we good? No, there's somebody in there. Obviously, the person was taking a dump. The person was taking his time and taking a dumper. I was like, okay. So the man tells me, the one with the cane, he goes, it's because he had surgery. He goes, and I have I guess, intestinal issue where he takes a pill and he has to urinate the pill out so that way he doesn't get infected. He said he doesn't get an infection in his bladder, so he needs to release his pee-pee like every so often because of that pill. And I was like, well, I don't want you to piss your pants or like get an infection. So I go, if you want, there was nobody in the women's restroom. We have 2 stalls in the women's restroom. There's nobody there. I go, sir, if you want, I will watch the door for you, and if you need to go and pee, I'll let if a lady wants to come, hey, real quick, there's a man who's a medical issue, needs to, no, 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 it's okay, ma'am. No, 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 don't worry. Are you sure that you can use the women's restroom because of a medical issue? No, 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 no. We're good. We're good. It's all good. It's all good. I'm good. Okay, you're good, but just know that I'm here for you, and if you need it, we can do it. We'll accommodate you. Now, they ended up dispersing and stuff, and the restroom was still closed, the men's restroom. Now, after that, another man walked out. After like a time, he walked out. Now, when he walked in, this was another like older man, who walked out, like walking like this. And I was like, okay, plus, granted, that was the issue. The other man was doing his business. But the other man in the cane was not there no more. He went into the chapel. Okay, that's fine. Then later on, since it got a little packed, we put some toilet paper, like in the girls' restroom have plenty of toilet paper. And I had told the young guy, I was like, you're gonna occasionally have to go, knock on the door, make sure that the restrooms are clean, make sure we have plenty of toilet paper, all that jazz. This little boy, some other little boy, he came in and like, hey, I was doing something. He goes, hey, ma'am, can we get some toilet paper in the men's restroom? The men's restroom. And I go, yeah. I go, yeah, you did. Boom. So I gave him 2 toilet papers. Here you go. Go ahead and, do your business, whatever. Little boy goes, does his business, right? Blah, blah, blah. After the little boy left, I tell the young guy, the one who I'm training, I go, come here. I go, now look at, when shit like this happens, you got to know that they're taking care of business. But the thing is, what I've noticed, that they tend to, the toilet paper, they tend to throw it in the toilet, and then, you try to flush it, and then it gets clogged up. We've had that happen before. So I go to the young guy. I go, come here. We go into, I go knock on the door, make sure nobody's there. Just like this. He knocks on the door, nobody's there. Okay, great. Put on the gloves, the bleach or whatever, just to make sure. I already knew it. I already knew it. Okay, so I go into the shitter stall, and sure enough, I was like, I knew it. I fucking knew it, dude. But the guy, the young boy that was left, he left his caca. I guess he tried to flush it, but there was too much toilet paper, and he was trying to flush whatever, and he just. So there was caquita, crap, and then there was toilet paper. It wasn't clogged up, but it was just like he flushed once and then said, yeah, that's it. And then he just left. But he left some nonsense behind. There was nonsense there. So I was like, I knew it. Now, this boy being his first day, I go, okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to do this, because I normally would have to do it. I go, you're going to go ahead and get your gloves on. You got your gloves on? I go, okay. I had the pine saw. I go, first off, you're going to try to flush that toilet again. You're going to flush it again. I go, if you flush it once, a good time, and if it goes and stays up here, I go, don't even bother. We're going to call a plumber. I go, but if it, if it's flushing, then okay, flush it down good, and put the pine saw, so that way the smell goes away. I go, you're gonna do it. This initiation time, you do it, motherfucker. Okay, boom, boom, there you go. I'll be outside waiting. Wait a couple of minutes, So he comes out. He's like, oh my God, do not go in there. No, I'm joking. But he comes outside, and I'm like, everything good? He was like, yeah, I got it down to a couple of flushes, and the shit went down, and it went good. We didn't get clogged, which was great. I was like, yes, good. Okay, now, do the pine saw, do this and all of that jazz. So that was his initiation as well. I was like, okay, you just, got a little initiation, kid, and stuff like that. So, good boy. But yeah, I'm glad that we didn't have that stuffed up and all of that jazz. So, and then it was kind of, well, I guess not cool, but it was because, okay, look at, you have the chapel. They have the USB and the computer to show the pictures of the deceased, and stuff, and we have the music going on. Now, this was they weren't Christian, they weren't Catholic, they were another denomination religion, but there's no candles and there's no kneeling down. I don't know what the religion was, but they had their own preacher, their own pastor and stuff. Now they wanted, we have the screens with the our USB from what they asked for. This preacher, I guess he was gonna sing 3 songs, and he wanted the songs to come out on the screen so that way everybody in the chapel would sing along to the lyrics of the song, like that and stuff. We normally don't do that. We normally, they'll do is they'll say, can you print out the lyrics, whatever, on paper. We'll print it in the office, and sure, and then give us like 25 copies, 30. How many people are in the chapel? 30 copies, whatever, and then we'll make the copies to do, pass it out to the people. That way they follow along with the singing. But he wanted his own USB in the computer, so that way it comes out on the screen, and then they sing along on the screen and stuff. Now, again, we don't do that. So he had told the older lady I work with, can you take this USB and can you put it and then have it on the screen and stuff. Now, that's a little bit more like, what's going on downtown? Like, we don't know. I didn't know about it. So she apparently, she was like, I don't know how to do this or whatever. Like, she kind of, I guess she said, like, said, like, but we can't do it. But the guy wanted it. So they had asked somebody else, and then she was like, I can do it, like with the USB and stuff, I can do it. But if you take out our USB, then the photos go away, and then you have to go and, I guess, kind of redo the laptop or whatever. So he told me, oh yes ma'am, esta mujer no sabe hacerlo, and I didn't know about it, prior. So I was like, okay, well, how can we help you? Like, let's go ahead and try it. So the good thing was the new guy, the young guy, he knows computers. I'm like, good, here you go, kid, another initiation, and you take care of this shit. Now, the kicker was this. The 3 songs were gonna be in between the services. So in other words, he was gonna be talking, okay, doing his speech, and then and now the first song. And so the young guy had to, and we've never had that. I've been there over a year. I've never had this happen. We have to do that. The young guy, he had to be at the computer, and then the preacher was gonna come out and say, like, now go, like, do it, and then open window, and then click on the song, so that way the display comes out and the people see the lyrics and they can sing along to the song. Okay. And then stop it, and then let him talk, and then the next song they come out. So then I was like, hey guy, I go, again, this never happened. I go, this, it was kind of good today that it was initiation, like your first day on the job, you had to clean up caca, not clean up, but you had to go to the toilet and see that there was shit, and you had to, like, do your thing, and then have this thing, and then press that and hear, and the preacher come and say, hey, put the next song on and stuff. So he was waiting. I was like, you're doing all right? He was like, yeah, I'm doing okay. But the preacher was kind of getting upset with them. He was kind of like, hey, like, play the song, the next one. So then I was like, okay, well, that guy was, I was like, okay, I'm sorry, guy, just do what he says. Just do what he says, because they worked the laptop there. So he's doing that. The guy was there literally. It normally takes, the services are normally 45 minutes, 35, 45 to up to an hour, give or take, depending on who's doing the actual rosary services. These people took, no lie, an hour and 20 minutes, over the hour mark. And I was like, oh, and he had to wait for the last song at the very end, because people were going and they were talking about, the beloved and stuff. And then, now put the last song on. Okay. So he goes and he does it, and I was like, again, I do apologize. This never really happened, and this is rare. This is rare. We don't have those kind of deacons or preachers that say, I want this on. It's what it is. You pause the frame. They have their own, and when they sing on their own. They don't have to have the whole chapel singing with them. But this particular service, they wanted that. Okay. Good thing he was there. Good thing he knew the computer, because I was like, huh? I do work the computer, the laptop, but I don't really know it like to say, oh yeah, sure, let's do that, and I can half screen this, and I can. No, I don't want to do that. Like, it's just like, haha. It's press and play, just doink, and then okay, and then you're done. Okay, back to the other services, and we do that, and so forth. Again, there was another time too where I had to adjust the necklace from the person who was laying in the casket. The It was a daughter or was the niece. She wanted the necklace a certain way and stuff. But the thing is, the person, the FD, was not there, and the secretary, she actually does the same thing. She'll still work, and she'll touch up like. What the FD is not able to do, we all work together. We're all assistants. We all okay do this whatever. So the necklace was, she didn't like the way the necklace was posted, but the secretary had her nails done, her little foratos done, so she had long nails, and like it's like a necklace, like this right here, like when you're doing when you're putting like this necklace, when you're putting this right here, the claw, when you're doing this like that, easy peasy, and you do it like that. She couldn't do it because she had, her nails were like this long, they were this long, and so she wasn't able to do it. So good thing I was there, and I was like, well, let me help you out. So I, on the body, so I was like, permission to touch the body, always ask for permission. Okay, and then boom, I only have this long nail right here, but this, and I was able to just like, easy, okay, and it went easy, boom. And then, from there, adjust, okay, is that okay? Is that how you like it? And all that. So that was an example of, like, touching, like, the body. And I told this young guy, was like, you're going to have to eventually touch the body. If you're going to want to do this kind of line of work, you're going to have to touch the body. And there's times you have to lift the body, there's just different scenarios that you're going to have to do. So prepare for that. Okay, no, I got it, it's all good. No, okay, well, it's all good until you have to do it. But the good thing is that he he witnessed the toilet getting semi stuck. I'm so glad that the young guy who took a dump didn't clog up the toilet. I'm so glad, because they asked us first, okay, well, try to unclog it, with a plunger, and if you can't undo it, then call the plumber. But I mean, it's a service. The plumber won't come into a couple of hours. Blah, blah, blah. So there you go. And so that was that. And another thing too, I want to mention, and it's not like to, I'm trying to think, should I mention? Okay, I'm not going to mention it. He had to do something else. I'm not going to mention what he had to do. So, but it's initiation. Like, dude, you initiation time. Because I'm tired. So I had him do something else, which I'm not going to mention. But, okay, do it. This is your time. Obviously, I always wear gloves. Gloves are always, So, other glove, okay, now, homeboy, you wanted this job, okay, go ahead and take care of this business. I need to take care of some kind of business. Take care of that business, right? So, he did that, and I was like, well, there you go. Okay, cool deal, blah, blah, blah. And taught him the ropes for that one day. He'll be at the other place more often, but then he's going to end up coming back and forth because the other person quit. So, he'll be rotating back and forth and stuff, so. Anyways, that being said, blah, 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 just the catching up of everything and stuff. So, it was a good night overall. Glad the toilet did not get clogged up, and so yeah, it was a good night. So, that being said, I guess stay safe and stay humble, and rock the world, and yeah. So that being said, and all that jazz on Broadway, this is a little story time, Rinse from Below.